We begin with the latest COVID-19 figures in Singapore. 61 new cases were confirmed today. This is the first time since April 16th, almost 4 months ago, that the number of new cases has fallen below 100.
Today's count includes 2 community cases, both Singaporeans, and 3 imported cases. The majority of the rest are migrant workers in the dorms, and more details will be released later tonight. In other local news, from today, the National Parks Board will be crushing $18 million worth of illegal ivory. The haul weighs around 9 tons, the largest destroyed globally since 2016. After samples are taken for analysis, the ivory will be pulverized, then incinerated. Southeast Asia is a hotbed for wildlife trafficking, with Singapore serving as a major transit hub for illegal items.
Singapore adopts a zero-tolerance stance on the illegal trade in wildlife. We will be crushing around 9 tons of ivory later to signify and reaffirm our commitment to play our part to combat the illegal ivory trade. This includes the major seizure of 8.8 tons of ivory that Singapore made last year, which was estimated to have come from the senseless slaughter of nearly 300 African elephants. Crushing this ivory we've seized ensures that it will never re-enter the market and will help disrupt the global supply chain of illegally traded ivory. This sends a clear signal to poachers, traffickers and dealers that Singapore resolves to stamp out the illegal trade in wildlife passing through our city.
NParks also launched the Centre for Wildlife Forensics today in an effort to boost its detection and diagnostic capabilities in the fight against illegal wildlife trade.
Meanwhile, Jung Woo, Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong's nephew, wrote on Facebook today that he will pay a $15,000 fine for contempt of court. He wrote that he decided to pay the fine to avoid, quote, giving the Singapore government an easy excuse to attack me and my family. Mr. Lee ended the post by saying he does not admit guilty and disagrees that he said anything illegal in a 2017 private Facebook post, where he wrote that the Singapore government is, quote, very litigious and has a pliant court system.
Olympics-bound swimmers Joseph Schooling and Kwa Cheng Wen were granted extensions to their national service deferments. Both were given long-term deferment to compete at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, which has been postponed by a year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. But if the Tokyo Games ends up being cancelled, then Schooling and Kwa will be scheduled for enlistment. That's what's making news in Singapore.